All right. Hopefully that worked. It is Sunday the 22nd of March. Welcome to the Sunday Sesh. Getting ready for Eels Dragons Live. And yes, you wouldn't believe it, we've got a live scorecard. We've got a live scoreboard. I've stepped into the millionth, the 21st century, 22nd century, whatever century we're in. The kids have helped me during the week with a little bit of technology, and it's a brand new podcast, brand new stream. Look at the graphics, unbelievable scenes. I just hope it's all working, really. Who knows? Just to remember, guys, that the chat is live, so if you jump on, say good day, don't be shy, and we will rock into it straight away. So we've got the Eels versus the Dragons. I said last week this would be the worst Sunday of football that we've had in a very, very long time. But we can only play the game that we've been given. It's not as bad as the game that's about to happen afterwards, which will be the Cowboys and the Titans. How lucky are we that we get to watch the Cowboys and the Titans live? Well, no, it won't be live. I'll be turning it off and probably turning the footy off altogether for that one. Hope everyone's had a great week, doing the best you can. It has been a tough week out there. Put a video out earlier in the week just shouting out to everybody who is doing it a bit tough. We've had interest rate rise. Petrol's about $1 million a litre and groceries are going through the roof. So it's real tight out there. It's real tight out there for families. Everyone's starting to feel the pinch. Thank you, Donald Trump. My son has got one over me. Took him a while to get there, but I was always into him. He's very political, my son. He follows it very closely. He has a lot to say about it, but mostly US politics. And I used to get into him and say, mate, why don't you just put more effort into giving a shit about what happens in this country? And his argument the other day, which I couldn't really argue with, was, well, mate, I was right, because everything that dickhead's done in that other country is now really starting to affect us here. So 2 points to Jack, no points for Petrol. I had to fill his car up the other day. I filled his car up yesterday, Volkswagen Golf, $115. $115 to fill an 18-year-old's car up. Now, he's got to travel to uni a couple of times a week up in Newcastle. I don't know how they're supposed to survive, really. I don't get it. So, just triple checking that we're on. We're definitely on. Playing with a new bit of kit this week, a new bit of technology. So, hopefully it all holds together and we will see. Game's about to kick off. If this scoreboard thing works, it'll switch straight over to the scoreboard. And we're going to look like absolute geniuses. We'll see if Steve Leary pops in the chat. We had a few in the chat last week. It was good times. No good in the footy tips this week, but we'll talk about that in a second. We'll go through the Book of Feuds. We will wrap up the games that have been so far. And talk about the Cowboys-Titans for about 3 seconds, because that's all it deserves. Afternoon, Steve-O. He's here. Never lets me down. Knew you would be. How you doing, mate? Just quickly, Steve-O, what about the live scoreboard? First impressions of the live scoreboard. The Knights got dusted yesterday. We'll talk about that, mate. Bit tough, though. All your players out. There's not a lot you can do about it. We will talk golf quickly. There's not a lot to talk about. We'll talk about Gordon Tallis, the big goof, and what he's been up to. See if anyone thinks he's right. Oh, Jimmy's joined the podcast. Jimmy, outside. Dogs just come in. Pets and dogs. Game's just about to kick off. Para run on. I've got Para in this. They were just talking about what a controversial decision it was to get rid of Gutho from Para. There's nothing controversial about it. He had to be first to go. He was everything that was wrong with the culture in Parramatta, and it's been shown that as soon as he's left, their culture lifted. So, fuck you, Gutho. Please let the Eels win. It's been a shocking week for my tips. I've been absolutely copying it online. People are very, very brutal online, aren't they? They think the biggest thing going in my life is me footy tips, and I'm going to get upset if they absolutely crucify me over it. See if your scoreboard switches over. That'd be handy. Ash Klein, the worst referee in rugby league history. Who you got in this, Steve-O? Drags or Eels? Look at this, scoreboard's up and everything. 2 tips for me so far, Eels and the Cowboys. Oh, you went the Cowboys. Oh, that's a big call. That's a big call. So we've got about a 25-second lag I've just worked out because of the timer. How good's that? Eels have kicked off. Only 2. Did you go the Roosters? I reckon you went the Roosters. Which I don't understand at all. How could you go the Roosters? Just to remember, guys, everyone that chat's live, get in, say hello to Steve, say hello to anybody else, and we'll rip into it. I don't think this is going to be, I don't know if Eels win by much because no one seems to put many on the Dragons, unfortunately, but the Eels win. The Eels definitely win. Dragons are going to get the spoon. It's inevitable. And I hope they absolutely fucking give it to Gutho. Absolutely give it to him. Panthers and Warriors, the only ticks. So who else did you get wrong? Oh, you went Tigers. You went Tigers over South. That's a big call. I think everyone went the Sharks over the Dolphins, so that's not so much a big call. And we both tipped the Grubs over the Broncos. And didn't you tell me the Broncos were going to bounce back? So you changed your tip, you dog. You changed your tip. You were into me saying the Broncos are going to bounce back. Give them absolutely nothing. Jake Duke in commentary. How good's he going? So, yeah, now there's a few people in. I'll just repeat what I said earlier, guys. Anyone who's having a tough week or a tough go of it at the moment, I feel for you. You're not alone. Feel free to reach out. It's been a real tough week with interest rates, petrol prices, food prices, everything now. It's really starting to bite hard. I see it out there a lot in my line of work. So hang tough. We're all in this together. Donald Trump has screwed us all for the time being, but we always come out on top in these things. We always win. So went with your gut. Yeah, changed your tip. Mate, didn't you bet me $20? I don't think I took the bet in fairness. I didn't take the bet in fairness. I just want to stop and appreciate the live scoreboard again. How good are we going there? Just shout me, let me know if it freezes though, because it's 100% going to freeze. I've had all sorts of trouble with it. All sorts of trouble with it. We'll get golf out of the way first because I know it's your least favourite topic, Stephen, but there hasn't been any movement on the handicap this week because I actually sacrificed a game to go and play a social game today with the local pub club that I'm in. I haven't had many rounds with them this year because I've been focused on getting the handicap down, but we ventured out to Royal Mangrove Mountain today. If you saw the story on Instagram, absolutely covered in fog and soaking wet for the morning, sunrise start, but God, it's beautiful up there. Something about mountain golf, it doesn't matter how bad you're going. And we lost 1,000 balls, lost 1,000,000 balls, but it's hard to be upset in the scenery. But be it competition or be it not, we won. Me and Ricky, it was pairs, it was American Ambrose, never playing that format of golf ever again. But it was... Clock stopped. We'll be back surely. We won. I don't know how we won. Ricky had just got out of off a booze bus by the smell of him and by the state of him. We had the Tigers Rabbits in Gosford last night, so a lot of the boys got down to that. Not me. I had to go to Wanji RSL for a 50th birthday. So, lucky me. Missed the footy. Sellout crowd in Gosford went absolutely ballistic. How good was that? But the moral of the story is we won. Got longest drive on par 5. Absolutely smoked one at least 460 metres. Never in doubt. The problem is I've put myself under the pump royally. So, I've only got now... I've set the target of 15 for the 31st of March. I've only got 1 and a bit weeks left to do it, but I'm only going to get 1 game of golf in. So the pressure's on that round. I've put too much pressure on myself. Too much pressure on myself. Clock's frozen. Knew that was going to happen. Scoreboard shit itself already, Steve-O. How good's that? See if I can fix it while we're going. There's no chance I can. None. It's the website that won't be mentioned. It's ruining it for me. I'll just refresh it every now and again and see if we can get it back up and running. So I've got 1 week left. I've got 1 round left. I've got to get an 85 or an 86 to get the score I need to get my handicap under 16. It's a fucking lot of pressure. And the problem with going and playing a social game, like my handicap for the social club is nowhere near where it should be. I'm a 24 in the social club. I'm a 16 in real life. So you turn up, you tend not to care. So you play poorly, but the scary bit is how many bad habits have I picked up today? Has it ruined my golf game? That's the scary bit. We will see. We will see. I don't know if it's just the internet here that's buggered. I don't know what's going on. Oh, Dragons are going to go in here. Oh, internet's gone. Everything's gone. We've got crazy problems. Sing out if you're still there, Steve-O, because I think this thing might have shit the bed. We might have shit the bed. What are my notes telling me? Bit of footy over the weekend. A lot going on. Not real good for the tips, but good for rugby league. We had the Milk let me down on Thursday night, but that was a good game of footy. The Milk let a lot of people down, I think. But you know what? It doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything as far as how I feel about the Milk. I still think they're going to be up there. I'm not changing that prediction. We're going to talk about predictions that I wish I didn't have at the start of the season, because there's a couple of those already have reared their ugly head. But all in all, Milk looked good, I think. Can't believe you only got 2 tips. Steve-O. No good, mate. No good. Oh, the clock's working again. That's been annoying the shit out of me. So one thing I probably shouldn't do, when you got ADD like me, you shouldn't do a fucking podcast for one, or if you do, you should have someone else running all the buttons, because in case you can't tell, very fucking distracted, because I now, with the new technology that I'm using, I've got 19 screens up and running. I'm trying to check a chat. I'm trying to see if everything's working, and I'm trying to watch a game of footy. I need a payroll. I need people on the payroll. Need some kids on the payroll. Sunday Sesh Jr.'s not here today to give me all the crap that he normally gives me, and he's also not here to fix anything that breaks. So I'm on me Pat Malone. Fucking Dragons. Cooper Cronk commentating. There'll be a lot of people unhappy about that. Geez, he's copped it. he's still copping votes. That post about Blocker Roach is still going off, but Coops is copping it big time. Absolutely copping it big time. Making easy yards, the Eels. Easy yards. So I want to kick off the Book of Feuds nice and early. You notice the Ennis repeat. He does it a lot, eh? If he was a drinking game, if Mick Ennis was a drinking game, you couldn't drink the blocker. Let me get that clear. You couldn't drink the blocker. If you had a drinking game around blocker and it was every time blocker gets something wrong, you got a drink, you'd be dead. You'd be dead before half time. Not possible. And I cannot believe they gave us blocker for the Roosters-Panthers game. I tagged Fox League in a post. What are they doing giving us blocker for the Panthers fucking Roosters? One of the premier game, and you put the dribbler on. But you're dead set. You'd have to give up your liver. You'd have to have a liver on standby if you're playing a drinking game around Blocker Roach. But how do you reckon you'd go if it was Mick Ennis on repeat? You'd have to drink. You'd end up pretty pissed. But you know what's shit house, Steve? Oh, I've caught myself doing it now too. I do it on here a bit. When I listen back to this, I go, fucking just repeated myself. I've just Michael Ennis'd it. This is going to be a penalty try. This is going to be a penalty try. Penalty try. That's outstanding. That's absolutely outstanding. Fucking grubby dragons, mate. Grubby dragons. Penalty try. That's outstanding. Refereeing's been fucking woeful this weekend again too. Absolutely woeful. Scoreboard's broken again. Love rugby league. How bad is the lag on this thing today? We're a bit more laggy than usual. Oh, the scoreboard's gone again. Very close to deleting the scoreboard. Fucking hell. How hard is it? It's working there. Scoreboard's gone nuts. Fuck me. It's good television. Something's gone wrong here. Something's gone very, very wrong. Refresh. There we go, we're back. It's still wrong. It's still wrong. All right, I'm ruining myself here. Feel like sometimes when I'm doing this, I feel like Mal Meninga when he got in front of that press conference when he was a fucking politician. And he just froze up because he had that much shit going on. They hit him with one question. He said, no, mate, I'm gone, and quit politics on the spot. I feel like him sometimes because what he's doing here. There's too much going on and it doesn't want to play ball. Stupid machine. I'm going to be feuding with technology is what I'm going to be feuding with. But I'm not. You know what I'm feuding with? Fucking Maccas. Maccas have absolutely stitched me up. Right, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to remove this fucking thing. I'm going to hide it. It's not working. Hidden. Scoreboard's gone. It was worth a try, Steve-O. The scoreboard was definitely worth a try. I will get it back at some point. It was working seamlessly yesterday in testing. So it's working there. It's working there. You're a piece of shit. Piece of shite. It shit the bed. Scoreboard shit the bed. All right, we need to focus. We need to focus. Rishi, thanks for that, mate. All right, so I go to Max's yesterday. Here's the Book of Feuds. Fucking fast food restaurants at the moment, in particular fast food restaurants on the Central Coast. Their standards have absolutely fallen through the floor. Fuck me. Leilua just ran through 4 of them. Fuck. I don't like him either. He's got too much grub in him, Leilua. I don't like him either. A lot of people had him at the start of the year for Supercoach. I don't know why. Well, this is probably why. But does it once in a blue moon. There's got to be a shepherd in there somewhere. He ran behind 17 players. There's got to be a shepherd there somewhere. That was pretty bad by the Eels. That was very fucking bad defence. Very bad defence. Why? What is going on? Got too much going on here. Shit floating across my screen. I don't understand. Anyway, if anyone sees any random shit floating across the screen, please forgive me. Look, there's more thumbs up. What is going on? I got bugs. Fucking crazy shit going on. Dragons 8-6, which I'd show you on my new scoreboard, but the scoreboard's broken. Shit go. No wonder the software's free. Look at this. Can't even use it. Oh, there we go. We're back. 8-6. We'll see how long that lasts. All right, so I go to Macca's yesterday for breakfast. Not really for breakfast, just for my morning coffee. Busy day of work ahead. Pull into Macca's. I will name and shame. Macca's at Mingara. There's another floating thumb. And there's two places you can order, 2 receivers. I pull up to my one. It's on the left. There's another one on the right. When I get there, there's a car on the right. He places his order. He drives off. Then another fucking car on the right pulls up. They take his order. He drives off. No one's taken my order yet. Then another car on the right pulls up. They start taking his order. I'm getting the shits. I'm very, as we spoke about last week, I'm very quick-tempered on this sort of thing. Still no one taking my order. I'm yelling into the receiver, hello. No one comes through. So I drive down to the window. I've cracked the shit, so I drive down to the window. There's a kid there, might be 17, 18. There's another kid in there with him. So, mate, no one's taken my order. And you got to line up of cars back there. He says, oh, yeah, no, that receiver's not working. So we can't take orders through there. I said, well, you might want to fucking tell people, mate, because there's 10 cars lined up. So that's the first thing. First thing this guy's dudded me. I said, so go and tell someone. He stands there, blank look on his face, doesn't go and tell anyone. The kid that's with him doesn't go and tell anyone. There's no sign up there saying you can't order your food here. And there's there was at least 10 cars backed up behind me. So huge problems in the Macca's drive-through. Second problem, I order 2 coffees because I was buying some stuff for one of the girls at work. 2 coffees. I bought myself 2 ham and cheese pockets. No judgment on what I'm eating. And she wanted a toasted banana bread. So no one's taken my order. I drive to the window. He's kind enough to take my order at the window. I get 2 ham and cheese pockets, 2 coffees, and a toasted banana bread. I drive around to the other window to collect my food. They say, here's your ham and cheese pockets, here's your 2 coffees, and I'll see you later. I said, mate, my banana bread. The bloke goes, nah, bruh. Talks to me like this. Nah, bruh, we don't do banana bread anymore. We don't do banana bread anymore. So the little shit who hasn't told anyone that the receiver's broken is just going to let people sit there with their thumb up their ass and not order their breakfast, has then taken an order for food they don't have. He's taken an order, sorry to sound like Michael Ennis, for food they don't have. And I'm sure I got charged for it. It was $18 for 2 coffees and 2 ham and cheese pockets. I'm sure I got charged for banana bread that doesn't fucking exist. And the guy goes, nah, bro, he wouldn't have charged you for it, but we haven't done it for ages. And you know what? I'm fucking fed up. There's a Macca's in fucking Gosford that shall remain nameless, but Macca's at West Gosford, you will not. I defy anyone to get through there with their order intact, to get anything close to what they fucking asked for. Won't happen. There's a pizza shop in Gosford that shall remain nameless, Pizza Inn in fucking Gosford. They will tell you every time, randoms here, I've got a bit for you in a minute, random too. There's a fucking pizza shop in West Gosford, Pizza Inn. Make the best pepperoni pizza on the planet, hands down, never been beaten. I've been a customer of theirs for 25 years because they make the best pepperoni pizza on the planet, hands down, can't be beaten. But every single fucking time, they tell you delivery will be an hour and 10 minutes. And every single fucking time now, it used to be a bit of a crapshoot. You used to get lucky occasionally. But now every single time I'm ringing them after 2 hours asking where my pizza is. And you know what? More fool me because I keep going back. But you know what their answer is? Oh, sorry. We haven't got enough staff on today. So then I try and cancel my order. They don't let you cancel it. Oh, if you cancel it, you got to pay for it. Bullshit. And then a couple of times I've complained, no freebie, we'll chuck in a Viennetta. They'll chuck in an ice cream because they know they've got the best pepperoni pizza on the fucking planet. But I'm feuding with fast food in general on the Central Coast. Now, it'd be much easier not to eat it. Go to a real cafe. Yeah, that'd be great, random, except when you're as busy as I am, and I'm sure you are, mate, sometimes, how fucking hard should it be to get a coffee and a ham and cheese fucking pocket when you're in a rush? It shouldn't be that fucking hard. If I wanted to fucking wait for food and then not be that impressed by it and it'd probably be the wrong order anyway, I'd fucking stay home. Mrs. Sunday Sesh, not her strongest point. And I know she doesn't listen to this, so I can say it. But if I'm ordering out, especially in this day and age where the cost of everything is so fucking high. The pizza, usually Friday night's pizza joint night in the Sunday Sesh fucking household. This Friday, so I sacked them. I always suspend them. Pizza Inn have been suspended fucking 14 times in my house. We always end up going back, but this time it might be done for good. This time I ring them, and before I order, I normally just say, hey, can I order a delivery? Right? This time, I go, listen, I know you're usually short-staffed, and I know my order normally takes fucking 2 hours to get to my house. So before I order, and this is at 20 to 6, so at 5:40 p.m. on a Friday afternoon, I say, how are you looking for delivery? Oh, yeah, no, we've got a few on today. It'll only be an hour and 10. Allow an hour and 20 just in case. I live 10 minutes from this fucking pizza shop, mind you. 10 minutes. So that was 20 to 6. At 20 past 7, I got distracted by the footy, so I didn't realise the pizza wasn't here. At 20 past 7, I ring him, and I go, and unfortunately for this kid, I got the same kid. The same kid who told me it was going to be an hour and 10, but to allow an hour and 20. I said, pizza's not here, mate. The pizza you said was going to be an hour and 20 minutes. It's now 2 hours. Yeah, by my maths, close to 2 hours. He says, oh, yeah, sorry. That one's just about to go into the oven now. Just about to go into the oven now. It's 2 hours after you said it'd be an hour and 20 minutes. You haven't even made the fucking pizza yet. And then I go, righto, cancel it. Don't want to deal with it anymore. Don't want it. Oh, well, let me just check that they haven't put it in the oven first, because if they've put it in the oven, we've still got to bring it. I said, mate, do not do that to your delivery bloke. Do not send that fucking pizza here. And I hung up. They rang me back. They rang me back 5 seconds later and said, oh, no, we've checked, the pizza's just about to go into the oven. You'll have to keep it. Bull fucking shit, I will. And don't worry about your free Viennetta. So instead of having the best pepperoni pizza on the fucking planet at 7 o'clock on a Friday night, at 20 to 8 on a Friday night, we're trying to find something else to eat. And then we got distracted by the footy again, so I forgot to order that. So we had pizza at 10 past 9 on Friday night from Hungry Wolves. Thank you, Hungry Wolves, for getting here in 20 minutes. 20 minutes it takes Hungry Wolves. But what the fuck is going on with the state of fast food on the Central Coast? That was my main point. I thought it was a rant about Macca's, but clearly I'm upset about fucking pizza in too. There's a real bad KFC in town too. And random, you'd know what I'm talking about, man. You would have been to West Gosford Macca's. There's no way you've ever come out of there with the food that you ordered. Not a chance in hell. None. But fancy running a business where you train your staff to tell everyone, oh, I'd be there in an hour and 20, and you haven't even put the fucking pizza in the oven after 2 hours. But you know what? People will go back. And listen, pizza in, they're the only time. I'm not a Google reviewer. I don't like it, don't believe in it. Not a fucking fan of, if I've got a complaint against a business, and I said the same thing about the car people that I had trouble with a month or so ago. If I've got trouble against a business, I won't jump on Google. I'll go straight to the manager. Problem is, Pizza Inn grabbed 2 Google reviews out of me. Pizza Inn at Gosford, just want to be clear of that. Because the manager's idea and the owner's idea of fucking helping their clients is to go, oh, we'll chuck in a free Viennetta. So I was left with no choice but to go on Google. And you know what happened? I'm big on the 1 star. If it's not a 5 star, it's got to be a 1 star. There's no in between. The amount of people that jumped on the review and agreed with me was unbelievable. But here's the problem. They all agree with me while they were stuffing their face with the nicest pepperoni pizza in the world that God ever made. They got us by the balls. Someone else, people are fucking, you want a business idea random? Fucking go and copy however they make their pepperoni pizzas at Pizza and just sell those. Nothing else. You don't need ribs. You don't need, the cheese and garlic bread's base is pretty good. Fuck, Dragons are in again. Dragons are in again. But how is... Oh, Mick Ennis it again. How no one has just gone and copied it, because no one makes a pizza the same. No one has even come close. So we all go back. All those people were in the fucking reviews, I reckon, agreeing with everything I said. And I wasn't just ranting and raving like I am now. I was to the point. I was matter of fact. I was very factual. All agreed, but I reckon they all were typing one-handed because they were all stuffing their faces with the most beautiful pepperoni pizza you've ever put in your mouth. Lack of training, Steve. Yeah, it's a lack of training, mate, but lack of training means lack of care. If you're not training your staff to provide customer service, it's a lack of care. And the Pizza Inn thing, that's a complete not giving a fuck. They know they've got a good product that people want, so they just don't give a fuck, I think, mate. You can't constantly be understaffed. I have trouble finding staff in what I do, but it's a little bit complex. It's not fucking hard to find pizza delivery drivers. It's really not fucking hard to find pizza delivery drivers. So for them to be understaffed every Friday, and you know what? I fucking just I hired a kid at the start of the year, and he knew who I was. He said, "Do you live in Carryong?" The poor bloke, and I called him. It was the first and last time he'll ever bullshit to me. He said, "Oh, you live in Carryong, don't you? You order from Pizza Inn, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I've delivered to your house." I said, "Fucking bullshit. No one's delivered to my house because you're never there. You're never there on time. And if you had have ever delivered to my house, I'd remember you. But I'm a bit infamous for my late fucking pepperoni pizzas." 14-6 Dragons. This isn't looking good for us. Para got real behind with the Broncos last week, though. Para got real behind with the Broncos last week and come back. The problem is the defence, they're very soft up the middle. They're very soft up the middle. So, Random, if you're still watching, mate, oh, fuck. That was a forward pass. That was a gridiron pass. Fuck, they're starting to chop them up. Fuck. I'm in a lot of froth and bubbly if the Dragons win this. After last week when I said I was copping it for my ladder predictions that were 2 weeks old, on the Monday I put my power rankings up. And, well, if I thought I was in the shit for my ladder predictions, the furor that the fucking power rankings caused. And again, speaks to the intelligence of the human race. So many people have taken it seriously. I've literally got pictures of people in there looking for Seek ads, and those people can't tell that it's a fucking joke. My power rankings. That one's done 170,000 views, something like 300 comments, and none of the comments are good. We broke the scoreboard again. None of the comments are good. 14-6 Dragons over Eels. Some very upset Storm fans. Same reason that they were upset with the ladder predictions, because I called them grubs. Some very upset Dragon fans. And here's a stupid thing from Dragons fans. One, well, that's one thing I'm not joking about. They're going to get the spoon. But their reason for being angry was that I clearly hadn't watched the first 2 rounds because they nearly won or they should have won the first game. Oh, fuck. Hopgood's done his knee. Yeah. Oh, hip drop. Hip drop. Send him off. That's a fucking hip drop. That's a fucking hip drop. Send him off. All right, note to self for next week. We need a more reliable source for the scoreboard. So anyway, Dragons fans, they go, we should have won round 1. It was the ref's fault. And we nearly won last week against the Storm. That's their reason why they're very angry at me for having him in the spoon section on the power rankings. Have yous won a fucking game? I just want to ask. Have yous won a game? Because last time I checked, 0 from 2 meant 0 points, no wins. So how you can be so fucking angry that when you've won 0 games, someone has got you in the spoon section when everyone had you in the spoon section before the start of the year? That's got me fucked. Please explain. Please explain how when you haven't won a game, you didn't win against the Dogs. I don't care if the ref cost you. 2 points gone. You didn't win against Melbourne. You were close for a while and then Melbourne stopped playing with their food and put 40 on. So why can't I have you for the spoon? Sin bin. Couchman gone. Oh, that's going to hurt a lot of super coaches. Thank God, because I don't have him. Couchman gone. Hip drop suspension too. He'll go for that. He will go for that. So Gorilla played another game of golf today, mate. I don't know if you were on earlier, but I won the day with my teammate. Shout out to Ricky if he ever listens. A lot of the boys, it's very funny. When I first started doing this, a lot of the boys looked at me sideways. They're clearly watching. The amount of comments I got today at golf about it, people are clearly watching. Just say g'day, guys. It's not that hard. Ricky's a watcher for sure, so I better not take all the glory. I wasn't wearing your shirt, Gorilla, but I was wearing your hat, and I won again. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You've got the special sauce, that's all I can say. And I've got to be careful because I'm not real mature and I will get myself into a position where, for superstitious reasons only, I can't play golf unless I'm wearing something random gorilla. Did I pronounce that right? You got to pronounce it with a goo or he gets the shit. So, my two best scores ever wearing a random gorilla shirt. Today, I win the American and US style Ambrose. Worst game format. Worst game format ever. If I try to explain it to you, if people hadn't already turned off, they'd be turning off straight away. We won the American style Ambrose wearing a random gorilla hat. So, I don't know, man. Get in the chat, give your business a plug, mate. I don't mind. Glue without the L. Yeah, goo. I saw you on the skateboard. You're a goose, mind you. How do you go skateboarding, doing a promo shoot, not looking at all where you're going? There's a fucking injury for sure. There's an injury coming for sure. Never could skateboard. This won't shock you. This won't shock you random. Never could skateboard. Was a rollerblading demon though. Fuck, I was good on rollerblades. Got beat up a lot because of it, but I was good on rollerblades. But now I've had a win. Yeah, you got skills. Fuck. That's what people think, mate, when they're driving and texting. They think they got skills until they're up the arse end of a fucking semi-trailer and headless. And I see where you do all your riding too. A lot of stairs around there, man. Got it on the first take. We got a joke at work on one take, Wilson. Most of the promo videos, well, all the promo videos I ever do for work, one take, in and out. My son saw it the other day when I was doing the preview for this. One take, didn't start. He goes, holy shit, I could never do that in front of the camera. Man's got skills. Your old man's got skills. He might not think I'm hero, Dad, but fuck, I've got some skills. Speaking of hero barbecue, funny, Dad, he's had the whole world to himself lately. I haven't been back. So, he's still hero barbecue funny, Dad, because I haven't been down there. But I don't know, man. Oh, and I've got to say too, Gorilla, full transparency, found a heap of yellow. When I actually looked at the hat closely, very yellow. Very yellow from the sweaty day that I wore it, but it got a run again today and we won. So I'm going to have to stock up. I'm going to have to use my birthday vouchers from my mother on some random gorilla gear because it's starting to become a superstition that's going to get into my fucking head. What's your, maybe that's something we can talk about. What's your random fucking superstitious habit? I've got to put my left sock, right sock, left shoe, right shoe. It's got to go left. And if I go to put my right one on first, feels weird. Feels like I'm speaking Swahili. Left sock, right sock, left foot, left shoe, right shoe. I'm sweating gold. No, I'm full of shit. Sweating something. Absolute garbage. We can't have the Dragons win this, boys. Going to be very upset. I'll tell you what do you reckon? They just mentioned him. Cronk's just mentioned him. What do you reckon of Dylan Walker, Steve? He's a fucking good footballer, Dylan Walker. When he played for South, he was a centre. He was my favourite player in the comp. Socks before pants. Yeah. Well, I got to do jocks and socks before pants. Left sock, right sock. No, jocks first. Jocks, left sock. Oh, he's fucking knocked out. That's the other couchman. Both Couchman brothers gone. He should be a one. Yeah, mate, he was a fucking good centre. So when he played for South, he was a fucking good centre. And then he got in a bit of trouble off the field. Remember him and Aaron Gray got into some gear. They nearly OD'd. I high-five the Central Coast on. Done it for years. If I don't do it, I get bad luck. Fuck, I thought you said you had to be careful there, Random. I thought you said you high-five the... Don't high-five the Central Coast sign on the M1. High-five it. Where's the Central Coast sign? Is that under the dinosaur? Where's the Central Coast sign on the M1? That's going to do my head in now. Every time I drive past it, I'm going to think you high-fiving it. He'll be Cat 1. That's both Couchman boys gone. 8 minutes, 2 seconds left. Scoreboard's still broken. Oh, scoreboard's back. Coming south from the Newcastle end. So Dill Walker, Steve O, fucking great centre, played for Australia. Then him and Aaron Gray had the overdose thing that ruined Gray, I don't think, played again. Walker sort of bounced around for a little while. Fuck, he's good, mate. He's a good footballer. He's chunked out a bit now, so he's playing in the middle, but he was a good centre. He was the best centre in the comp for a while. Had a fend on him. He'd play aggressive, but wasn't grubby. And he was fast, man. He was explosive. He used to just jet around in the middle of the field, tear him up. I was surprised he left the Warriors, actually. He's been to a few places that have then let him go, and that's a bit of a surprise. I'm not sure what he's like off the field, but he's too good to have played for as many clubs as he had. I'm shocked that no one's kept him longer. Para are a different team when he's on. Oh. What do you reckon of me scoreboard, Gorilla, when it's working? Good scoreboard. Wonder how I stop that from fucking up in the future. Yeah, Curtis Scott flogged him. Fuck, he's in some froth and bubble again, Curtis Scott. I think he got arrested again this week. That poor bloke can't stay out of his own way. You know what else would look there, Gorilla? A random Gorilla logo down in the bottom corner, I think. I won't have as much trouble with that as I will the scoreboard because it won't... Oh, come on, let's go. Go! I reckon when we watched the replay, there was 5 forward passes in that. All the last passes were a mile forward, but we'll take it. Not that one. Oh, that one's borderline. This one here. Oh, that was 3 metres. And that one. That was fucking 3 metres forward. I got to get a drink. Oh. It was 3 metres forward. Tell you what the real sign of inflation is, guys. Rats. Fucking rats. In that enclosure, the shiny fucking glass thing behind me, there's a 10-foot diamond python in there named Chardonnay. I've mentioned her a couple of times. She needs rats. 3 extra large rats from the pet shop today. $75. 75 fucking dollars for a dead rat. 3 of them. And when I say extra large, we're not talking, I mean, they're big for, they're not a mouse, they're probably this big. But you're not buying a fucking leg ham. You're not buying a whole Wagyu fucking rump. 3 dead rats, 75 fucking dollars for a snake. That's inflation. That's why interest rates keep going up. That's what petrol prices will do to you. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. How forward were those passes? Just quietly. That was fucking ridiculous. And how do they keep letting them through? Put some rat traps outside Pizza Inn. I don't know if the rat's eating the leftover pepperoni would be good for the snake. That could be a problem. That might be a real fucking problem. 14-12, Dragons, Para. Para win this. Para win this now 24-18. Look at that. They're folding up the middle of the Drags. See you, Random. Have a good one, mate. He works hard, the gorilla. We don't know each other outside of this stuff, but posting 1,000,000 times a day, he's really working hard to get his golf clothing brand up and running. And you got to love a bloke trying to do something for himself. So I'll back it. I'll back it all day. Sounds like he's got a few irons in the fire, a few things coming up, which sound interesting. So wish the gorilla all the best. Just don't call him gorilla. Fucking doesn't like it. $14-12 Dragons, 2 minutes and 24 seconds left. Come on, fucking one before half time. Go. Oh, where was the fullback off him? Try time. Let's go. Let's go. Fucking Dragons fans. We nearly won that game. We can't be fucking for the spoon. Fuck off. But I don't blame Dragons fans. I've got nothing against Dragons fans. But like my problem with the Dragons isn't the fans. It has been with some clubs in the past. It used to be with Para fans. But my problem is the coach and Gutho. But now they're catching coach and Gutho's disease. The coach says, oh, we should have won that game, but the ref cost us. Then the fans start saying it. The coach says, oh, you know, we stuck it to the Storm for fucking 40 minutes. Game's 80 minutes long, but then the fans start believing it. That's how he brainwashes in keeping his job. He got an extension last year. He's got an extra 2 years. So they're not even going to sack him, which is fucking mental. Absolutely mental. $16-14, Eels over Dragons. I don't reckon he goes, mate. Halfway through last season, they extended him for another 2 years, Steve. And the problem is now, coaches are getting paid so well, the quote-unquote good ones are getting paid so well that they can't just keep paying them out. So they'd have to pay him out 3 years if they were going to sack him. But the thing that bugs me is no one's even talking about it. I think we've talked a lot about media bias the last couple of weeks. I think he's got that many friends in the media because the minute he's not coaching, he's working on Fox Sports, that they don't bring it up. They'll happily pound Madge, who's just won a fucking comp. Just won a comp. And he's getting pounded every fucking week. But they're not going to say anything about Flanagan. And I heard a fucking crazy stat. I wish I'd spoken about it last week because I might remember the stat. It was something like, it was Todd Payten, Anthony Seibold, and Shane Flanagan. And Todd Payten and Anthony Seibold were both, their win percentage over the last, it was all about the same amount of time. I think it was from 2021. If it wasn't from 2021 to now, it was from 2022 to now. Flanagan and Todd Payten both were 54%. I think one was, or close to, one was 52 and one was 54. Shane Flanagan, in the same period of time, so 2021 or 2022, I think it was from when Flanagan came back that they started the clock, 38%. 38% of his games he's won. And the two coaches that are morals to get sacked this year are at 54%. That's how fucking weird it is. That's how wrong it is. I don't fucking understand. Look at this fucking forward passes, man. And I hate that. I don't like that because Flanagan's going to go, that was a forward pass. We would have won that game, but that was a forward pass. Fuck. Fucking bonkers. We've had a couple of weeks now, so I wanted to, while it's halftime, I wanted to visit my pre-season ladder predictions and see if there's any that I regretted. And there's a couple. I'm just trying to bring it up. There's a couple that we might want to... We're not changing. I'm just going to say maybe there's some regret there. That's all. Where is... Yeah. Where's the post gone? No, wrong post. Where have... So not the full owners. It's got to be that one. There it is. All right. I was just looking for me pre-season predictions. So we had Dragons for the spoon. We had Knights in 16th. We had the Magpies in 15, which still makes me laugh because I'm still getting fucking lots of threatening messages from people, from Tiger supporters. We had the Titans in 14, the Cowboys in 13. We had South in 12th. Manly in 11th. The Dolphins in 10. The Wars in 9. The Grubs in 8. The Eels, the Sharks, the Dogs, the Broncos 4th. Raiders 3rd. Roosters 2nd. Panthers 1st. Well, one thing I can tell you, we're not changing any predictions and the Panthers will win the comp. That we know. Everyone else might as well give up. They're 100% going to win. And as much as Steve Cleary hates it, he knows it to be true. Isn't that right, Steve? Oh, the Waffles just subscribed. See if he gets on. But there's a couple in there that we might want to change. Can you guess which ones, Steve Leary? Can you guess which ones we might want to change? And Woofy, if that's you who just jumped on, mate, say g'day in the chat. I want to have a chat to you quickly. I want to have a chat to you in a second. But I do want to revisit... all right, so the ones I've got problems with. The Chook's in second. The Chook's in second, and that's why I was hoping Woofy's in the fucking... on the stream. What were we thinking picking the Roosters for second? They look diabolical. Woofy's here. Warriors, Steve. You reckon I need to change my Wars one? So Woofy's jumped in the chat. Steve, you'd like Woofy if you followed him on socials, mate. He's all about the footy, but he's a fucking Roosters supporter. So Woofy, Steve-O's a Knights supporter. We both hate the Storm. Steve-O also hates the Panthers, which I don't get. They're clearly going to win the comp. And I'm just going over my pre-season predictions, which there's a couple there I might regret. So the Roosters coming second is definitely one I regret. They look fucking terrible, Wolf. They look fucking terrible. They are a worse version of the same team of last year. They're making all the same mistakes that they made last year. They got the ill discipline they had last year. They look clunky in attack like they did last year. They're just doing it on steroids. The only reason they won against South was because AJ scored his try. When he didn't, it completely ruined all the momentum of the game. I fucking stand by that. I will die on that hill. You guys should be 0-3. Yeah, I said diabolical too. We like the same word. That's good. Why is this fucking scoreboard showing again? Piss off. Scoreboard's gone. Scoreboard's dead. It's over. They need to put Hugo Savala back in, I reckon. But I'm starting to think, and this will be a controversial take, I'm starting to think Robbo's time might be just about up at the Roosters because they're not evolving. Nothing's changing there. I think I talked about it last week with a couple of teams. I think I spoke about it with a couple of teams. There's a couple of teams that aren't evolving at all, and it's actually in my wrap. When we talk about the games, I'll talk about teams that haven't evolved and teams that have. And the person responsible for teams evolving is the fucking coach. Robbo's been there for a fucking long time now, but they're not changing. There's nothing in their style of play that's changed from last year. And they didn't have a good year last year. Yeah, Cherry's done. It was a weird signage. It was a weird signing, Steve-O. It was a fucking weird signing. In no way, a completely different player to... Like, obviously they tried to replicate what they did when they got Cooper Cronk, but different fucking player. Like, Cooper Cronk was a leader. Cooper Cronk was a fucking leader, mate. And he was in your face and he was fucking tough as nails. Everything that Cherry isn't. Everything that Cherry isn't. He's not there to lead. And then if you look at it from a structural point of view, him and Sam Walker play exactly the same game. So you've got no point of difference there. And the only time the Roosters came good last year, really good, was when fucking they had Savala and Sam Walker. Teddy's doing too much again. Feel bad for Teddy. He's trying to win all his fucking jerseys back, but he's doing too much again. Dylan Edwards has got him covered again now, so we'll be back to Dylan Edwards. But I don't know where the Roosters come now, but it won't be second. So that's one prediction I regret. I also regret it for my Supercoach team because I have way too many fucking Roosters in it. Fuck me. So I got rid of Sam Walker for Tanner Boyd this week, which made me a genius because he turned up, Tanner. But I've got Nwanga Nitawazi and I've got fucking Angus Crichton. Angus Crichton is doing absolutely nothing. He wants to get to rugby yesterday. He's playing like a busted. He's doing nothing. And the thing that sucked me in was the fucking Roosters para trial where all Crichton did was run off Sam Walker, and I thought, oh, these two are just going to chop up all year. Fucking lo and behold. So there's one I regret. Another one I regret. Manly. I had Manly coming 11th. They fucking... Teddy's shoulders are sore, mate, from carrying the side. He's trying to carry him, though. He doesn't need to carry him. He needs to do what he's good at, Wolfie. He doesn't have to fucking do everything, and I think that's a problem. And a lot of people are starting to say that, so it's not really a new take. Who did I captain on Supercoach? I captained Sewer. I captained Farlunga. But I'm a fucking genius. I'll tell you what, first time I've ever done it, fuck, I'm a genius. I had my vice captain and captain in the same game, Wolfie. That's how switched on I was. I'd fucking Payne Haas as vice captain and fucking Sewer as captain and forgot to change it. Didn't even realise they were playing against each other, really. Just completely fucking blanked on it. That's how good at Supercoach I'm going this year. Fuck me. Steve-O, Wolfie's a bit of a Supercoach fucking spreadsheet guy, mate. If you jump on and listen to some of his stuff, he'll give you much better advice than me about it. I'm on for about 1,300 this week, though. I've had a couple of weeks in the low 1,000. I had 1,100 and then fucking 1,060 last week. So, but I'm on for about 1,300 this week, and it looks like a lot of people have fallen off this week. So I sacked the selectors during the week. I got a new selection panel in. Bit of game day management wouldn't go astray when you got your captain and vice captain in the same fucking team. But, yeah, we're looking much better. We're looking much better this week. But, yeah, Teddy, mate, sorry, I've got to go back to Teddy. He doesn't have to carry the team. They got fucking superstars right throughout the team. He doesn't have to carry it, and that's part of the problem. He's trying to do too much, and he's not letting the others flourish. So Roosters in trouble. But my next one that I regret saying Manly will come 11th. I'm really regretting saying Manly will come 11th. They're going to be lucky if they don't get the spoon, Manly. They need to change a coach. We got the 2 points for the bye, so I shouldn't be too filthy on them this week, but we're in so much trouble. I think bottom 4 for Manly now. Easy. I regret... This might come back to bite me in about 2 hours, but I regret saying the Cowboys will come 13th over the Titans. Cowboys are fucking odds on. If the Dragons don't win the spoon, it's going to be the Titans. If the Dragons don't win the spoon, it's going to be the Cowboys. And I let Drinky suck me into having them in 13th. What about all the talk about them shopping fucking Drinky? What about all the talk this week that they're fucking shopping Drinky around? I don't get it. Yeah, agree there, Steve-O. Jakey's got to retire. God love him. God love him. Fuck, it'd be good being an athlete, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't know what it's like, but I tell everyone I'm an athlete, but not really. Be good being an athlete. You've played for Australia, you've captained New South Wales, you've done all that, and all you've got now is reports in the media every single day, one bag in your headgear and two telling you to retire. Now, the headgear he's brought on himself. He's got no one to blame for the headgear but himself. He made that sort of fashion choice. He deserves everything he gets for it. But getting told to retire every fucking day must be tough. Because I reckon his brain probably thinks he can still do it. Like my brain and my body are not on the same page whatsoever. My brain still thinks I can fucking run the 100 in 12 seconds, which, believe it or not, I did do once. I can't fucking get out of bed without hurting myself is the fucking truth of the story at the moment. So no athlete there. But whoever fucking put Jakey in his Magneto fucking helmet, Cherry toured Knights facility. Would you want him? Who are your centres? You got Bradman Best and Dane Gagai. Where are you going to play Cherry? You're not getting rid of Bradman Best, and you probably shouldn't be getting rid of Dane Gagai. I don't know if you'd want him. I think they were talking Manly too because of his fucking... I don't mind him. Like, I rate him as a player, but I don't know if he's better than what you've already got there, Steve-o. Bullet of Dragons. They would be disappointing for the Tigers. Got a big soft spot for the Tigers. Why can't they keep a fucking player? They need to keep Buller. They can keep him. They've got an option in their favour, I think. Yeah, but where's Gagai's not that old. How old's Gagai now? You reckon? Or he is? I still think, mate, if the Knights should be buying anyone, it needs to be forwards. Knights just need to buy every fucking forward that comes on the market. Or maybe some halves that don't get hurt. That'd be handy. I don't, or who else? So the Roosters, Cowboys. I'm not... No, Eels go. Eels are going to win. I don't know if there'll be many more tries. I did say before you got on with you, I said the Eels had come over the top and it'd end up 24-14, but it might be more than that. It might be 30-14. Dragons are done. Dragons are toast. So, Steve-o, you said the Wars before in predictions we regret. I had the Wars coming 9th or 9th. I'm not regretting that yet. I'm regretting some of the things I said about them. I'm regretting saying without Luke Metcalf they were going to struggle in the halves and that their defence up the middle is pretty weak because they've fucking been absolutely hammering teams in defence and Tanner Boyd's playing out of his skin, so I regret that. Problem with the Wars has always been, though, they start strong, can they keep it up for a whole year, and what happens when they get a few injuries, which at the moment they don't have any of. So I'm not ready to say that the Wars aren't still going to come 9th. I hate to say this, Steve, please, mate, I hope it, I mean, if you unsubscribe, you unsubscribe, but I actually regret my tip about the Grubs now. Not regret. Fuck them, but Melbourne aren't going to come 8th. Top 4. Well, if we have a look, the Chooks aren't going to be top 4. I've still got Canberra there. We'll talk about them in a second. Panthers number 1. Broncos was ready to ride off, but after they beat the Grubs the other night, you got to hang in there with the Broncos for a little bit longer. I don't have the Dogs in the top 4. I didn't have the Sharks in the top 4. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where you fit the Wars in at the moment. At the moment, it's give them the trophy. At the moment, they give them the trophy status with the Panthers. They're the only ones left. I've got to find a new category for the Tigers in my power rankings for tomorrow. Dragons can't fight back. Wolfie, if you haven't looked at all my stuff, the Dragons are getting a spoon. We hate the Dragons here. We're not a Dragons-friendly podcast. More importantly, we're not a Shane Flanagan-friendly podcast, and we're definitely not a Clint Gutherson-friendly podcast. It's not so much about the Dragons, it's about them too. And because of that, we can't go for the Dragons on this podcast. So Dragons won't be fighting anything back. They'll be fighting to find an excuse for why they lost this game, because it's never their fault with the Drags. Now, I regret my prediction about the Grubs, Steve Cleary. It was funny at the time. I actually believed it at the time, but there's no way they're coming 8th. There's no way the Grubs are going to come 8th. At the moment, even though Broncos beat them, it's looking like Panthers, Storm and who else, really? Which I know doesn't make sense after the Broncos beat them, but I think there's a bit more going on there than just a win. And then predictions I don't regret. When I put out my power rankings fucking tomorrow, you guys will get the inside scoop. The Milk are still going to be in the contenders column. And I don't regret it for a fucking second. They lose no fucking supporters with the way they played the other night. I know they've lost 2 on the trot. I don't care about the loss they had in New Zealand because the Wars are going to do that to everybody in New Zealand. And they showed against the Dogs that they've got it in them to beat anybody. They've got that much strike across the park. They're going to be in a little bit of froth and bubble shortly with Big Papa and Tupane. I think they both get charged, both get suspended. But I think Campbell adds another dimension in attack. I think Kinney is going to explode today. Well, I got Kinney in Supercoach. I'll come back to that in a sec, Wolfie. Yeah, I think the Raiders are still right up there. I actually put them, and I'm probably not going to have the Dogs in the contender slot tomorrow because they don't impress me at all, the Dogs. They have the opposite of the Raiders. They've got very little strike. They won because they're gritty, the weather didn't really permit, and the Raiders, with the way they play footy, are prone to a lot of mistakes. But when they get it right, if the Raiders are at their best and the Dogs are at their best, the Raiders win that game every day of the week. And I think the Dogs were at their best. Again, I want to talk about that in a sec. So I don't regret my prediction about the milk. I've still got them top 4. And I don't regret my prediction about the Dolphins. If anything, I had the Dolphins coming 10th. It might be worse. I know they beat the Sharks yesterday, but fuck the Sharks, mate. That's nothing to write home about at the moment. Para's back in. Let's go. Got my scoreboard back for 5 seconds. We'll see how long that lasts. Yeah, so I can't say, well, Cows might get the spoon, but we want the Dragons to get the spoon. I tipped the Titans as well, Woofy, which means we're in trouble. I think we had exactly the same tips when I saw your tips coming out, mate. I think you and I had exactly the same one, so that's trouble. Titans' biggest problem's defence, really, not quite their attack, but Campbell will help him. He doesn't really help him in defence, and Kinney's due for a big one. I've got him in Supercoach, so let's fucking go Kinney. That'll push me right over if Kinney goes big, because he's only projected to get 40 or 50. If he tons up, I've killed it. This might be a bit of a score. I just think it's not about Galvin's not the player they make out right now, Steve-O, but he might be one day. But the way they've done it and the way they've rushed him in and the halfback they got rid of to put him in, one, it's too much pressure. Two, which it doesn't look like the pressure phases him, but it's got to get to you at some point. He just wasn't ready for the massive role that they were giving him. And that's why, Benji knew that. That's why Benji didn't fucking give him the keys to the castle at the Tigers just yet. But they make some weird decisions, the Dogs. They make some fucking weird decisions, and Galvin was one of them, and I don't think he's a halfback. So they've got very little strike. I got crucified for saying that, what's my mate's name? Crichton. I got crucified for saying he's not a fucking X-Factor player. And I know he had some nice touches, and ever since I've said that, he's had some really fucking good moments on the field, but he's still not. You compare the stack of players they've got against the Raiders. The Raiders towel them up every day of the week. So we'll go into the games that have been, because I've said a lot of it now. So Milk versus the Dogs. I've already said it was. So I picked the score. I said it was going to be by 4. I just had the teams the wrong way around. Oh fuck, that was ugly. Gutho. He didn't want it. Gutho didn't want it. Watch this, everybody. Let's watch it in slow-mo. He does not want this ball. I don't want it. Be fucking bunnied up. Yes, King Gutho. You PR. So the Dogs, I've got, Milk showed there's still enough to be a contender. Dogs showed that their attack's still clunky. They got nothing in attack. I think the Milk let one slip, really. They could have, if they just held the ball a little bit better, which is going to be the risk of their game, especially in that weather. They win that game quite comfortably. I had here that if the Dogs, I think the Dogs played the best they could, and Canberra didn't play the best they could, and if that's the best the Dogs have got, they're not going to win the big games. They're not going to beat Canberra when Canberra click. They're not going to beat the Broncos when don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it, Woofy. Fucking drop it. The way he's done that, though, means that Gutho's fucking does something good here. He better fucking not. I'm going to be spewing. Yeah, and that was it. If that's as good as the Dogs have got, then they're not going to go far. Canberra, as I said, there's going to be a riot tomorrow when I put my fucking power rankings out because I've got Canberra in contenders again. But tough shit. They're a good footy team, and when they get it right, they'll kill it. Glad you're here, Wolfie, for Panthers v Roosters. Fucking hell. So, I mentioned earlier, we talk about teams evolving and teams not evolving. Oh, Raiders. So Raiders are a good example of what I was talking about. Ricky's been the coach there for 900 years, but they've reinvented themselves 3 or 4 times. They've gone through different phases. They hired all the English blokes. They went the big power game. They're now going a bit smaller, a bit more mobile. They've got close. They've got into grand finals. Then they've disappeared for a year or two, but then they've always come back. They've always reinvented themselves, which for a coach being there as long as Ricky is a fucking rare feat. Craig Bellamy does the same thing. The Storm keep reinventing themselves to a point. The Roosters haven't reinvented themselves. They haven't evolved. So they keep playing the same game and expecting a different result, which is actually the fucking definition of insanity. The Panthers have evolved. The Panthers have evolved. They are still the same fucking systematic, structured, suffocating defence. They are still ball control, field position. But now, what about some of the trick plays they're putting on? They are so much more aggressive in attack. They've evolved their attack. They've worked out that scoring 20 points in a game isn't going to win many for you in this new fucking league that we've got. They've worked out that we've got to put 30 and 40 on people and that we're not going to try and grind out a 12-8 win. They're trying to kill you from all over the park. Gutho! Gutho lost the ball again. Is that what you were talking about, Woofy? This is great. This is fucking fantastic. There was a try that the Panthers scored early. It might have been their first try. If it wasn't their first try, it was their second try. And they had Cleary through a no-look. I mean, on face value, it was a simple pass. But then you see the camera angle from behind where he was looking 180 degrees in the opposite direction and threw a face ball, and they had 3 or 4 decoys in motion. It was fucking unbelievable. And that was the only sign I needed. And then they kept doing it all game, that they've fucking evolved their attack. They're not just running shape for shape now and trying to run it over the top of people. They got fucking moves. They've got the old set plays happening, We used to have some cracking set play names. And they are levels. If there's levels in this game, and on one end you've got the Cowboys, on the 80th floor in the penthouse above them is the fucking Panthers, mate. And, Woofy, I know you're a supporter and I saw you tip them, but anyone who tipped the fucking Roosters needs their head read. It was never going to be close. Never going to be close. And I'm copping heaps on fucking Facebook about my tips this week. Copping heaps, even though they're going better than Steve Leary's. But the morons that came out before the game and said, oh, the Roosters are due. The Roosters are due. Panthers are that far ahead of anybody else that you had to be an absolute mug to tip against them. Oh, fuck. How good are the Dragons going? How good are the Dragons going? Changing my tip, Para will put on 40 here at least. Who's Flanagan going to blame? Can we place bets on who Flanagan blames for the loss? I haven't been able to tell, apart from the 15 forward passes on one of their tries. Does the ref give the Dragons a hard time? Who's he going to blame? There's got to be someone. The groundskeeper, is the ground a bit slippery? They never stood a chance, Woofy. Not even fucking close, mate. Not even close. You get a bit of a pass mark. You get a bit of a pass mark, mate, because you're a... Oh, fuck. Another knock on. Head slam on Gutho. Fucking give it to him. You get a bit of a pass mark, Wolfie, because you support the Roosters, mate. We had this conversation last week, Steve Leary and I, because I'm a Manly supporter, he's a Knight supporter, but I'll tip against Manly in a heartbeat. If we've got bets on, if we're winning, if there's money in your tipping comp, you're an idiot if you always bet with your heart. And I couldn't tip fucking anyone against Penrith right now. Roosters attacks impotent. I had that. So they're doing their attacks all over the shop. They need Hugo Savala in. They need to free up Sam Walker. I don't think Sammy Walker knows what his role is at the moment, and I reckon they've given a role to DCE, but because he's just picking and choosing when he wants to do it, they don't actually know where they're going. And then so Teddy's trying to do the whole lot, and it's fucking them completely. Nwanga Nitawasi, he's trying a bit too hard too, and what he should try harder to do is fucking defend, mate. He cannot number up in defence. He's absolutely shocking at it, and all they've done, all the Panthers did, and the Warriors did it in week one, is give everyone else a blueprint on how you smash the Roosters. You watch how much traffic is going to be down the Roosters' right edge all year. They'll just keep going back there. It doesn't matter if you've got the best right edge attack on the planet, you're going to be giving your left edge a shot against the Roosters. He got caught off his wing so many fucking times, silly bugger. Grubs versus the Bronx. Fuck, I looked like a superstar, so I've got to be... I should fucking... Nah, I shouldn't. It's funnier when I don't. I should chin it less when I'm doing my predictions on socials. I literally said the Broncos have been the Storm's bitch since their inception, and that'll continue. And for the first fucking half, I looked like a genius. And I had stats to back me up. Fucking... Broncos have won in Melbourne once in 20 years. So I was making a green... fuck. Dragons are in. I missed the sim binning. What was the sim binning for? So Melbourne looked as good as Penrith in the fucking first half. They absolutely give it to the Bronx. And then, I don't know, man. It's sort of like, I know Broncos had a heap of possession, but I've written here, it just looked like the Grubs ran out of ideas. They've never been a good come-from-behind team. They've always been a good front runner. Once the Broncos caught up, they didn't have any new tricks. This is what I mean about teams like Penrith. They've evolved their attack to that point that I reckon if they ever did get behind, they got that many new fucking bullets to fire. And they got that many bullets in the chamber now that they'd probably be all right coming from behind. Melbourne's never been good at... They've always been good front runners, but it looked like they ran out of ideas. They all of a sudden... They went from looking like world beaters to very pedestrian in the second half. Looked very pedestrian. I don't think the Broncos did anything that special, really. And I kept thinking, you're watching it, you kept thinking, the Broncos have made a bit of a comeback, but with how dominant the Storm were in the first half, I just expected them to put a couple on late and be done with it. But it never happened. It was a fucking great week for the Broncos to win, not only because they beat the Grubs. Wolfie, we're also not a Melbourne Storm-friendly podcast, all right, mate, just for your own... We're not a fucking Storm-friendly podcast here. They'll forever be known as the Grubs. Yeah. A great week for Madge to win. Great week for the Bronx to win, to stick it up Gordon Tallis. What the fuck is going on with Gordon Tallis? Can anyone explain to me? His display on Monday night, was it Monday or Tuesday night? Well, whatever fucking night it was, where he nearly jumped the counter to bash Peter Bedell, was fucking disgraceful, I reckon. Again, we've talked a lot about biased fucking commentators and biased journos over the last couple of weeks. And I've said a couple of times, Tallis is all right until it comes to anything Brisbane. But fuck, mate, you can't be doing that. And I want to know when it becomes a problem for the NRL, the massive conflict of interest with Gordon Tallis being a part owner of the Gold Coast Titans and having so much to say about the Broncos coach and the Broncos halfback and captain. There's meant to be rules against that shit. And I know they investigated, again in air quotes, I know the same thing happens with Gus Gould at the Bulldogs. But, one, Gordy's nowhere near on the same level as Gus, so the NRL shouldn't be as scared of him from a power play standpoint. Definitely be scared of him from a physical standpoint. I'm not getting in front of that, not for all the money in the fucking world. But it's too much. It's too much. So then the Broncos during the week, they've backed their coach and they got it, and good on them. So Gordy's blown up. The Broncos have said, you know what, we've had enough. And if a report's to be believed, everyone in the building at the Broncos has had enough of Gordy bagging them for years and years and years and years. They've just won a fucking comp, and you're still going to sit there and say, oh, Kevy should have been the coach and Kevy's better. Fuck me, mate. Pull your head in. They've just won the comp. So they've taken Gordy's name off one of their offices in the headquarters. They've erased his name from it and give it to Ali Brigginshaw. Apparently, if the reports are to be believed, no one wanted to use the office anymore, and they hadn't for quite some time because it had Tallis's name on it. And now, one, because they'd be scared of him, and two, because it's, that's the club and you back your mates. All the journos have come out and said the Broncos are being petty. I don't think the Broncos are being petty. I think. Like, good on him. He's one of your greatest players. He won 3 premierships there. I get it. But does that earn you the right to just fucking incessantly and on such a public platform? Like, you got so much power. Not like me being a gibberer here. I'm sitting in my fucking garage, for fuck's sake. But to go out on national fucking television and night in, night out, and call out the coach and the captain for years, and think it's okay, I just don't know. I don't think so. I think I land on the side of the Broncos. Because what's their option? What's their other option? They don't do anything. They keep... immortalising this guy. His name's all over the building, and they don't stick up for their coach, and they don't stick up for their captain. Is that their other option? Is that what they should do? Then they wouldn't be being petty. Then they're fucking being gutless, mate. You want people to, you got to fucking back your staff. You got to back your staff. And I think fucking Gordy goes too far. I mean, good on, and I think I've got to stop watching the show. I complain enough about it, so why do I keep watching it? It's a shame because it used to be a fucking good show. When Kenty was on there, I think they've struggled ever since Kenty left to get a balanced opinion, or not. It doesn't have to be a balanced opinion, but an opinion based on facts rather than just emotion or rage bait. Right? All their opinions now are either too emotional, so they're too biased, or they're fucking rage bait. They're just doing it for clicks. And it's not good television. It's not good television. It's good for shorts. They fucking loved it, mate. The minute that blew up on NRL 360, they had the clips out before the show had even finished about the fight. They thought that's the fucking greatest thing ever. That's not. People don't want it. Like, it's no good. It's going to stop people like me watching it because it's just garbage. So I don't know. I think I'm on the Broncos side. Sterlo was another one hard on the Eels. In fairness, Steve Leary, once Sterlo finished up, they haven't won a fucking thing since. It's pretty easy to be hard on the Eels. We're talking about the Broncos won the comp last year. They've won 1 million premierships. And the only reason Gordy's off them is because of Kevy. Kevy fucking, lost a grand final. And then fucking they ran like bastards the following year. So whether he was fairly or unfairly fucking chopped, and I get what you're saying about New South Wales, Woofy, but you got a fucking job to do, and if you can't do it, then fuck off is my fucking call on it. But geez, he's copped it this week, Gordy. I reckon I've got to find a spot for him in power rankings tomorrow. Just not sure what category. Was and the Knights, well, I won't hammer poor Steve Leary here too much. The Knights never stood a chance. Talking about teams never standing a chance. It was a bit of a nervous tip for me when I thought Fletcher Sharp was going to play. It was a nervous tip for me, tipping the Wild's their first away game. And the Knights showed the week before, even after they lost Brown and Ponga, that they were still fucking resilient and they still had a game plan and they still had some go in them. So those two things combined made it a nervous tip on the Warriors, but I went there anyway and, fuck, mate, just smashed them. Just smashed them. I did have the other Steve Gibbs, telling me, he tried to be magnanimous and say, oh, look, yes, the Knights were bad, but he still tried to blame the ref. But fucking didn't Tanner Boyd cover up. Really happy for him. Geez, Andrew Webster's a good coach, isn't he? Andrew Webster's a really good coach. What he's done something with Tanner Boyd that 2 other clubs haven't been able to do, which is get him playing fucking football, get him believing in himself. So then the Wars, when Metcalf comes back, I think they've got to keep Tanner Boyd. I think they've got to go put Metcalf to 6. Put Metcalf to 6. He's a fucking good runner, Metcalf. So then you have them both. The problem is you don't want a Rooster situation where you've got 2 halves playing the same game. No, Webby doesn't. You know what it is, Woofy? You know what I think, Wolf? Hang on, I'll just watch the Dragons. Dragons are 10 metres out here. Oh, penalty. No penalty. The thing with Webster, it's very similar to Ivan Cleary, except it's not on the same scale because Ivan Cleary has won 4 comps in a row. They're very similar people. You look at the personality types. Doesn't Webster's temperament, who does Webster's temperament remind you of the most? The way he talks. It's Ivan Cleary. And Ivan Cleary has won fucking 4 comps in a row and doesn't get the credit he deserves. And I think it's because they're not considered men's men. I don't know, for a better way of putting it. They're not considered, they're not out there. They're not fucking swearing and carrying on like Ricky Stewart does to win a vote. They're not controlling the fucking narrative like Wayne Bennett does and Phil Gould. I don't think those boys rate them in the fucking not one of us sense. Doesn't quite fit into the clique, so he doesn't get the plaudits he deserves because he's a bit, I don't want to use the word softer, like he's more, they got more gentle souls, they're more gentle personalities. So they just fucking plod along in the fucking distance. Like Ivan, look at fucking Ivan. Look at the Panthers. Look at the Panthers and you still don't have people saying Ivan's one of the greats. And Webby's a fucking Ivan clone. So, but the other, I mean, then you, in the fair income department too, the Warriors have to do something and stick at it, right? So it's no good. I don't think you'll like my answer. Is it Shane Flanagan? I think it's I just lost my train of thought. What was I going to say before you rudely interrupted, Wolfie? Best coach of the NRL era is Bellamy. At the moment, but by a 15th or with Ivan. It's Ivan and Bellamy. Jeff Tuvey. Let's go Tuvs. I think Ivan, they say that the SEM were talking about at the start of the year, and it got me fucking fired up. They're talking about the 3 greatest coaches of all time, and it was fucking, they were saying Wayne Bennett, Bellamy and Jack Gibson. Well, listen, it's all nice to hang on to fucking nostalgia and all that sort of stuff, but we're talking a different brand of football now. I don't think Wayne Bennett's there. He's great, one of the greats, but the best, it's very close to being Ivan Cleary. No one else has won fucking 4 in a row, gone to 5 in a row. They'll win it again this year. And he's going to get no fucking credit for it whatsoever. He's changed the way people play football. He's changed the way clubs look after their players. You read Ivan Cleary's book. You want a good read? Read Ivan Cleary's book. It's one of the reasons people don't rate him, because he's too fucking vulnerable. He came out and said he was having mental health issues. He came out and said he was having depression. He came out and said it's not all fucking roses. He came out and said I'm not a hard cunt all the fucking time. You know what? His players fucking love him for it. And he's instilling that in his players too. And in their lives and in their family lives. And what better role model could you want? He's stronger than all of them because he ain't weak to speak and he gets no credit for it. Bellamy, the longevity and what he's done, but then you've got to put, this isn't sour grapes, but you've got to put a fucking asterisk next to it because of how long were they fucking cheating for? We'll never know the real story. We only know what they got caught. I haven't read Belly's book. I didn't actually know he had one, so there you go. I've read all the Bennett's. Nine minutes to go. $24, 29 minutes to go. Jeez, I was a bit fired up about Ivan, aren't I? I just think what he's doing is fucking special and no one gives him the credit for it. Sharks, Dolphins. Jesus Christ, the Sharks. I had them in only beat bad teams in the fucking power rankings last week. Turns out they don't even beat bad teams. what a fucking miserable display. Now, this is one game, boys, I didn't see much of, so I'm only going to talk about what I did see, and if you've got more to add, feel free, because I was in Wanji fucking RSL. But what I saw was a very, very fucking boring attack. So another team that hasn't evolved, essentially. The Sharks haven't evolved. They've had the same roster for fucking ever. They've had the same roster forever. They haven't evolved it. It's the same attack. Teams can pick them off. It just looked like they were trying the same shit over and over again. I saw them attack. The bits I saw them attacking the Dolphins line a lot. And the Dolphins don't have a great defence. They're not a great defensive team. Can score 1,000,000 points, but can't generally fucking tackle. And so for the Sharks to only put 10 on them, and I've said somewhat facetiously that the Cowboys are about to lose the unlosable game. They're about to lose to the Titans at home, their first home game of the year, and probably won't be a packed stadium the way they're going, but they shouldn't lose that game. The Sharks had the unlosable one. Like, they were a fucking... If I was going to put my house on any game fucking... There's 2 games. If I was going to put my house on any 2 games this week, it would have been Panthers to beat the fucking Roosters, and it would have been the Sharks to beat the Dolphins. Because the Dolphins have been insipid. They have been fucking terrible. And for them to come out... I'm not shocked at putting 38 on the Sharks. I'm shocked at how boring the fucking Sharks were. Thanks, Woofy. Catch you, mate. The Sharks were fucking boring. So I don't know where they go. They haven't evolved at all. I don't think it's a coach thing. I think it's they lack strike too. They don't have the game breakers anymore. They need a fullback and I like Will Kennedy, but he's not tearing games open anymore. That was a very poor win by the... Go, Foxy. Go, Foxy! Foxy lady. Get that up, you Dragons. Fucking get that up, you. Adoka. How good, Steve Leary. We love a fucking Dragons bashing here. How good is this? Let's go, Fox. Get it up, yeah. Yeah, so Sharkies have got problems to wrap that game up. And the Dolphins, I don't know, you can't trust them. The Dolphins look far too inconsistent to get any sort of form line on and to trust at all. They scored some fucking great tries last night. They defended well against a boring attack, but you juxtapose that with the last week's performance in what was an absolutely shocking game. We were watching it on here. They can't be trusted, the Dolphins. No way, no how, not yet. Tigers, Rabbits, packed house in Gosford, spewing. I was in Wanji, didn't get to go. But absolutely packed house. Tigers, again, I didn't see a lot of this game, so I'm only going off the bits and pieces and the reports afterwards, but the Tigers got it put to them very fucking early. When I quickly ran out to have a look at what was going on, they were already down 12-0. I thought, Jesus fucking Christ, it was only 10 minutes in, I think. And then the next time I looked at it, they were winning. So a lot of resilience shown by the Tigers, but from all reports, it was more a case of the Rabbits switching off than the Tigers doing anything earth-shattering, and that's the worry with the Rabbits. That was my worry coming into the year. I don't regret putting them in 12th because they're already starting to look like a little bit on the average side, which a couple of injuries won't hurt. One prediction I don't regret, Steve, but Jesus, mate, we haven't got anything right yet. What's his face hasn't torn his calves yet. Cody Walker hasn't torn a calf muscle yet. We had him missing at least 10 games, or I did, with torn calves. So they've worked miracles with those things. I did see the Tigers making some very fucking ordinary mistakes. I did see fucking Rabbits making some very ordinary mistakes too once they got ahead. So it was good while it lasted for the Tigers. I had them in give them the trophy fucking section last week, but we might put them back down to 9th until they can show us a little bit more. And Wayne Bennett was absolutely filthy with the Rabbits' performance after the game, but doesn't take much for him to be grumpy. So not sure what we get out of that. I think the Rabbits are only going to end up being average, and the Tigers probably still the Tigers to some extent. They've just extended Adam Dewey, so good on him. He's got a big deal out of him, I think, so that's good for him. He's going well as a halfback. I just wonder, though, when they really need a cool head. So he's great on the front foot. He's great when they're attacking and doing all the razzle-dazzle. But when they really need a cool head, is he that guy? Is he that guy? Not sure. Not sure. What is going on? Sorry, just had a... Read by those in trouble. Just had a weird message on my phone. I'll attend to that later. 30 to 20, 4 minutes to go. You reckon he's underrated? I reckon he was underrated. I reckon now it's getting to the point where he's a little bit overrated, Steve-o. How good is the Eels winning this? How good is the Eels winning this? All right, so to wrap up this game, the Dragons... Oh, no! No! Nah, hopefully the Dragons knocked on. I'm hoping Vossi's right. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Give me a Dragons knock on. Yes, knock on. Who are next week's games? Let's have a look at next week. Oh, Jesus Christ. So we'll do next week's tips, shall we? Manly Roosters, fuck me dead. Well, I can't tip Manly. I can't trust them, but can you tip the Roosters? 4-4 draw, Manly and the Roosters. Wars, Tigers, back in New Zealand. Warriors, can't back against them in New Zealand. That's an easy one. Broncos, Dolphins. Should be the Broncos, you would think. Should be the Broncos. But Bulldogs, Knights. Should be the Bulldogs. Knights have just got too much to overcome at the moment, I think. Panthers, Eels. No, Panthers will do that in it easy. Cowboys, Storm. Storm by 100. Storm by 140, actually. Raiders, Sharks, but I actually, despite everything I've said about you going Manly over, Manly are in some trouble, Steve-o. Got to be the Warriors. Yeah, Warriors have to win. Who else you got? Broncos, Dolphins, mate. Who you got in that? Bulldogs, Knights. You got to go the Dogs. Panthers, Eels. You got to go the Panthers. Cowboys, Storm. Storm by 983. Despite everything I said about the Sharks and everything I said about the Raiders will be there when the whips are cracking. I still don't trust them quite yet. I'm going to tip them against the Sharks, but it's not a confident tip. Something just felt funny. I just got a little flutter in the upper intestine when I saw that game come up because I'm not 100% sure. But it's got to be the milk, I think. Titans, Dragons. Titans, Dragons. Oh, well, we can't tip the fucking Dragons, can we? So Titans. That's an emotional tip. Oh, we're going to have the same. Yeah, we're going to have the same tip, Steve Leary. Go on the Raiders. You did that confidently. Rabbits have got the bye. They probably need that. They already look like they need to freshen up the Rabbits, which isn't a good sign. Titans, Dragons. Yeah, good. I can fucking hate against you. Titans. Oh, listen, the Dragons should win against the Titans, but I'm not tipping them. I'm staying on this. I'm staying on this journey until I either die or thrive. Watch the blow-ups when I put the Eels in the contenders section tomorrow, Steve-o. Oh, you don't have the socials, mate. The fucking power rankings, I'll send you a photo of me. Oh, no, I think I put them in YouTube. Yeah. It's 175,000 views on Facebook and people fucking blowing up. God, it's good. Well, you're not going to be able to... You can see how they play next all you want, but they're playing the Cowboys. Well, I suppose they're not playing anyone good next week either. They're playing the Dragons, so... Minute 20 to go, I've got 30 to 20 para over the Drags. Still don't have a scoreboard. Well, the scoreboard's been a debacle. I was very excited for it. There we go. Oh, now it's working. Next week we'll find it. We'll find a solution for the scoreboard that actually works, Steve-o. It's a great addition. It's a great addition to the podcast when it works. I had it working for fucking 2 hours yesterday just to test it. Do you reckon I can get it working today? No chance. I need you got to pick someone now, Steve. You change your tips during the week anyway. So Titan, you did. You went the Dragons. You did. How many tips are you going to change this week? We got the same fucking tips except for the Dragons. That's full time. I've still got 17 seconds left on my TV, so the potty's in front. It's a bit of a spoiler for me, isn't it? All right, guys. Well, Steve-o, thanks for joining as always, mate. Sorry it got off to such a rough start. I had too many things fucking distracting me here today. That won't happen again next week. We'll be smooth sailing. Stay out of trouble, everyone. Check in on your friends and family. Things are only going to get tougher for the next little bit, I think. And don't forget that if you missed it, you want to catch up, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on iHeartRadio, we're on Amazon Music, we're on just about fucking everywhere you can get a shit podcast. And I will trim this one up. I'll edit it nice and good because the beginning was a fucking debacle. So see you, Steve-o, and I'll catch everyone next week.